space here. Funny things were happening around the energies, and the not enough card somehow flew out of my deck and was underneath my chair. I literally almost destroyed that card there with my roller chair. But Twin Flames also was peeking up at me, and I'm hearing for some of you all, these might be themes, dualities that are present in your life right now, in places where you may have grown quite a great deal over this past cycle. And I'm speaking most specifically since we've been seeing the dance of Pluto and Saturn and Capricorn that had taken their retrograde cycle, um, for us to do these assessments. And for some of us, this has been soul journeys experienced through the eyes of others. Partnerships have been huge with this for many of you all, and being that this is the quote unquote holidays, here's the 411 about where we may have had to draw a line somewhere and really teach ourselves when enough is enough, and learning where we can actually give ourselves some grace for being more than enough. I've been seeing a number of people talking about divine masculine and divine feminine, um, especially over the recent months. It's really been gaining in popularity as many people are looking forward to what 2020 actually might be in a more personal way, and that we may see clearly in these things where we've had to reconcile, where something might not have been enough, especially with regard to give and take in relationships. So frustrations in relationships is right there at the top of that card. Lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, jealousy. And Twin Flame says here, yin yang, zen, balance, union, duality, coupling, complementing each other. And I'm really interested to see where these themes show up for those of you that might be here looking for insight into relationships. And I will just encourage you to remember that no matter what type of dogma or belief systems others might give to you about what a twin flame or a soulmate experience is, that first relationship of importance and priority is the one with yourself. So if you're here feeling like that not enough stuff is kind of a glare in the face, let's take a look at where it is that you actually are holding the space for it to be plenty, because that's actually where you can see more clearly what's actually here that you have developed in that not enough space, and where hopefully we can see some positive gains forward with regard to self-development and calling in more of a divine counterpart. Because I will say, twin flame information often is highly karmic in nature, with one person running after the other, or somebody running away, and who's supposed to chase, and whose turn is it, and how do we bring these things into balance, and kind of just igniting one another's energy, and in some cases finding yourself in a narcissistic style abusive relationship where somebody is gassing your energy. And so if you've been through that, these cards might just be reminding you that enough is enough, and that hereforth you've learned a new mechanism to even gauge your own essential energy, and learning to hold that for yourself and feeling substantial in that is one really amazing way to call forward more of a soul match or a divine counterpart, somebody who can resonate at that same vibrational frequency and quality as you. Hey, air tribes. So, I've been clearing the spaces, and with my Queen of the Moon Oracle deck, number 42 might be relevant to some of you all right now, but the Lunar God card showed up, the masculine. So, for some of you all, this is going to be one of the themes going along with these readings. I'll be back if there are some other group pop-outs. Alright, air tribes. Another pop-out for you all. Visionary. Just leapt out. I'm going to read it here. Light attributes. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Shadow attributes, selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like GTHO, get the hell out with that. And that's kind of some of you all right there, just knowing that you have galvanized the situation and that certain things can't convolute or intercept your vision. Know that this has been prayed for and protected, and you are being divinely guided, air tribes. 2020 is a time for us to see clearly that which can never be obfuscated from those of us that have adopted a willingness to operate from the inner state. All right. Greetings. What's up, air tribes? How you doing? Just wanted to share some of the shared messages that came up while I was shuffling for all of you. That's Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. So I'm kind of getting a time period, first of all, that I want to speak about for, I would say, the more senior tribes being Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, that are really the end of the zodiac, in my opinion. I don't really see the end of the year before 2020 is the actual new year. I think there are some political and ideological and philosophical debates that could go on for a period of time about why. I'll just say that I find that the actual inception of energy happens strong when we step into what is known as Aries. And so anyway, the end of the cycle, the colder months, at least here in the West, Capricorn through Pisces, or like a time frame that are showing up right now, is especially relevant for those of you that are catching this reading right now. And so I'm hearing that whatever might be happening at the quote-unquote end of the Gregorian calendar year, it's sort of like your preemptive witness on what is actually going to be ending to have a new beginning come end of Pisces, right before we step into Aries in 2020, when we are able to see things more clearly. And so I'm feeling that for some of you all, this is like an evaluation period, and I'm hearing for some of you all, this is either about your wedding or, in some cases, someone's union. Some of you are stepping into a relationship, partnership that is going to be union, sacred, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. Wonderful. I really loved that. There were other heart messages that were coming up around this for all three of you, and this energy here, focus, number 14. Let's see, what does that say? Waxing Gibbous 5, focus. This is a card showing up for all of you all, the real highlight on what you're calling in, your divine resonance, the third eye, if you will, that has been illuminated in many of you, where it's like this butterfly effect that's occurring, and it's kind of like, if you've ever noticed water and air, this thing that, did we really separate it? This bomb that we need to drink and breathe, and if we get that confused, could cost us our life, but we need it for our lives desperately, dearly. Wow, what is this birth that's happening in the book of 14, which might be a 7-7, the parting of water, that we might see more clearly in defining what this might mean to some of you all. It's not what I'm going to do right now, but I will tell you that the other message that was showing up here, looking up at me, is this wisdom card here, number 22, and I'm hearing about the 11-11, 21-12 axis point for the 22 ascension, rising of what was taught as a direct transmission and healing for what would then be passed on. So we're talking about the beacons of light opening up in a very specific kind of communication that, for lack of a better way to put it, it's like being trained in sonar. And so a lot of you all have this electrifying ability already, whether or not you realize it, and it's just starting to tingle, and it's starting to permeate. And right now, between now and the end of Pisces season, this sense of what you can understand, and I'll say even beyond belief, just what you can actually sense and perceive and call into the third density realm, from the 5G or the 5D into density, into halo, is really what's proving what our 2020 view is in one strong inception. And so I'm hearing for some of you all, you just need to know, especially if you're feeling compelled, you might be feeling very, very passionate right now. Athletes showed up for all y'all. This one says, light attributes, dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. Shadow attributes states, misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. And hearing for some of y'all, watch how you are feeling driven, because you could be beyond the point for different reasons. This could be Capricorn season here. That is the devil showing up at the tarot of sexual magic. That is a bit of a graphic card. Ooh. And this was just sticking out on the bottom. This Two of Pentacles. I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like you might have somebody that's been like lurking around you, secret admirer. I'm hearing somebody might have like a spell or an enchantment on you and you don't realize it. And there could be some attachments, let's just say, when the devil shows up. So very interesting. You might want to check the Capricorn messages too, in case you're dealing with a Capricorn as well, or a Pisces, because Pisces did show up here as well for all y'all. But like I said, I'm getting more of an indication of this being a time period, if you will, for us to grade for ourselves where we draw the line, what we know in our sage mind, our sage wisdom that is coming to an end before we transmute energies, and what it is to take that focus sort of as a death card, as a point of transcendence. It's after the 13 too, so that butterfly being here is a very special effect. And I'm going to read to you what the shared card of Have Confidence is. Air tribes, because this one's great. Archangel Michael. My prayer. Archangel Michael, please lend me your courage and fortitude. Help me realize that I am one with all that is divine. Wisdom, strength, love, creativity, abundance, and health. Allow me to feel confident and peaceful about myself in all ways. And just hearing, you might not realize you have somebody that's around you that has your back. And for some of you all, it's going to be like something that developed while you were like in your private halo space that is like a mirror resonance for you. And so I'm just seeing it coming together, and that's what this athlete is all about. And then for some of you all, just watch where things are testing your energy, because you might be dealing with compulsions right now, and in some cases it's like very strong attractions, people that might even have addictive personalities. So make sure you use your best discernment with all things. But I'm hearing for some of y'all, if it's like a relationship season or like preparing for that, I'm hearing like some of y'all start getting in shape. This is a great time to do it. Take some steps and initiatives forward. I'm hearing somewhere between like 2 weeks to less than a month can be really, really pivotal for some of you all, especially if you're taking a distance move with long distance communications or distance relationships and partnerships of different kinds. All right, hope that was helpful. I'll catch you on the inside of your reading. Greetings, Aquarius. What's going on? It's great to have you here. Thanks for being here. Let's take a look at your cards. Got them shuffled and dealt here. I'm just going to lay them out before us. We've got 6. And we'll also be pulling some sibillas for a little bit of clarity. First thing we're going to look at is our archetype card. This is probably going to give us a good idea of whatever it is that you have most been growing through over this past cycle of the year, Aquarius, especially with regard to where Capricornian things are happening, such as where Pluto has been tested and Saturn. So wherever those things are in your own personal chart might give you a little bit more details into this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start here. So, visionary. Wow. Okay. This card literally was a fly-out message for all of my air tribes, as you saw at the beginning of this message. So, this is especially highlighted for you all, Aquarians. I'm hearing for some of y'all, you know that this is what the nod is actually all about. You know, the dawn and the what's this aging thing? Can we come up with a better thing to do to each other than age it? You know, especially if we're really Aquarians and we've got this energy and this understanding of how to wield and perhaps rejuvenate. Because I'm hearing new age, oh my goodness, is kind of for some of us. Let's just see here. How about some new ideas, right? Visionary Aquarius. I'm speaking as I have my sun, my natal sun is in Aquarius. I'm an 8th house sun, by the way, so. Magical times for that nod and the 2020 seeing eye to eye thing, right? Light attributes. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Shadow attributes. Selling insights to the highest bidder. Compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like realizing that somebody might have taken some of your work and like watered it down and like bootlegged it somewhere. Wow. And for some of y'all, it's like finding out that you have a very special accomplice. You're going to have to know which side of this people want to etch themselves into with you, because it's a forever thing, Aquarius. And that's the thing about the visionary. Sometimes you just know. And that is actually the singularity of the plural. No means no. Where the gnosis actually is, that I've been explaining with some of you in private orations. Thank you to those of you in private Halo 8. Because it's been a special dance, learning to interpret these things, right? So these are the things that a real visionary gets, that sometimes you don't have the time or the willingness to sit and break down for other people. And now it's kind of like certain work has done itself for you, because it's like the process demonstrate. And so it's like it demonstrates itself around you how far your visionary has implemented something that I'm hearing for some of you. It's like so far beyond taking it back. It can't be taken back. Nobody can fabricate it. And they can't say, oh, that's mine, and try to put a claim on it. So for some of you, it's like, not to dumb down this process, but you might have had a plagiarist or something involved. And for some of you, you didn't even know it. But I'm hearing whatever authorship they tried to take, it's like it's unwritten itself in such a ridiculous way where you might have just been dealing with a real outright narcissist that you didn't even realize had tried to invade or like land or like home in on or like somehow get involved in your thing. It's like the kind of help that somebody will administer and then say, well, you're supposed to do this, but they like set up a chain reaction of things that now, although it was their hand, they can't blame on you. You know what I mean? Different ways that this might be playing out for some of y'all Aquarius, but you're hearing it's like nobody can BS you because of this. So it's good for you to know, especially if you've been dealing with the actual devil. I'm hearing that might be what that devil card is that showed up for some of y'all, that you might actually feel like you've been dealing with like the devil in your life. So whatever it is, hallelujah, may you be broken free of any bondage. I've been praying for these things. So let's put some healing energy on that, and let's go ahead and move on to our Queen of the Moon Oracle card. Alright, Aquarius, we've got purity. Oh, what a wonderful thing to see here. This is 30. The number 30 might be relevant for some of you all. And that is the snow moon. That is a full moon. And you see she is walking alone in the snow. And it's like she's like dancing. And she's being blanketed here. And she has some kind of offering here in her hand, something that she's offered up in the cold months. And I'm hearing for some of y'all, this is like learning where your offering is really good and where it's like you might be covered. There's a lot of white here. Like this visionary here is in white, then we got this purity here. It's like you've got this healing, protection, and now the selenite energy all around you to purify your third mind, your third eye, this consciousness here. And where it's actually hopefully very healing for those of you that need it in your solar plexus region and also lower chakras, because I'm getting a real point towards like the energy between your like creative energy that's also manifesting in your expression that's not being distorted, because it's like a good balance of both. Because for some people that's not always the case, and I'm hearing it's because of how you've graduated and tempered yourself. And they're telling me it's kind of like I'm like seeing the temperance card, if you've seen it with the angel that's like, galvanizing and like pouring two things together, and like has one foot in the water, and it looks like he's kind of, or she or they, whoever, is kind of hovering. I'm getting that vibe here real strong, Aquarius. They're saying it might have been some stuff that was going on around Sagittarius season, what we just left behind. And I'm hearing where some of you all have been renewing not only your mind, but creating sort of a series of energetically enriching connections, but they're showing me it's almost like a blanket. It's like whatever this person's wrapped in here. It's like this blanket, see, that can go around and protect somebody's face or their dream. And for some of y'all, it's just like this prayer, whatever it is that you are, whatever it is that you do. And I'm hearing it's like, for some of you, you might not have realized that something that you did in like what might have felt like a withered or weathered state brought such life or vitality where it did. and that this might be a time where you're starting to see it's like something peeling open, is what they're saying to me. Let's go ahead and let's see who you might have been dealing with. This is the Black Moon Astrology card here. So, number 38, or 83, depending on how you look at this. For some of you all, that number might mean something. It's a really fiery look for Earth element. That says stability. I'm hearing about, like, grounded fire. It's like kind of a passion that I'm hearing might be like a hot smolder, where somebody might have found a way to ground what might have been an otherwise unruly energy. It's a brown energy here. You might be dealing with people that are strong in Earth element and their sun, moon, or rising. It could be, you know, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. There's like this white smoke coming off of this here too. I'm hearing it could just be like a really strong connection that you have with somebody at a distance too, because I keep seeing this as like the moon and whatever this is that this person is calling or speaking to. And so I'm hearing for some of you all, you might have like the gift of audio sensory communication, telepathy. You might have somebody that's like hyper dense with you, where it's like you've integrated a lot of healing energy together where you can communicate at a distance. I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like you might even be able to smell them is the thing. I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like knowing that there's like a quarantine of energy that you're safe in because of how you've created this prayer around you that sort of envelops both of you. And for some of you, you might be doing really intentional work. Like, I know what I do as a cosmic midwife and as someone who's been preparing for sacred marriage and what sacred confidentiality is, and why I've not penned either Cancer nor Gemini onto this board. It's closing energies that were only from the unleavening because of what was already sealed. But I can tell you that some of you all have learned to move your energy in these different points, especially with a strong earth element with around you, with somebody where it's like you can even send scents, like you can smell how it moves with them. And just know that some of us are doing that on purpose, for safe, thank you vibes, to go over all hypersentience, so that it can only be safe for children. Okay, so earth element, big deal. Ascension energy coming through, very strong. And the numbers 3883 I'm hearing, which is also an 11 to me. For some of y'all, big deal. It's also like right here, it's funny, it's like sitting on top of my Libra card, which is also the 11th month, you know? For some. And the sign of the unleavened. What travels within one form, like a mothership. What we know is safe between trees. So some of you all have been building something that you might not have even realized how far it has grown. I'm just seeing these things growing from something that might have been withered to you, away. Maybe something that you didn't realize had gone so far, and where it triangulated itself, maybe much like this prism here, and took a root. Let's see what we can find out from Archangel Michael. Wow, Aquarius, this is beautiful for you. Positive thoughts create positive results. This is what you've been growing. And look what the prism shows us. beautiful chakra illumination, healing. That's multi-dimensional healing here. What happens when you see light actually refract through things like this? That actually grow through full spectrum health and healing. I'm hearing for some of you all, CBD, plants, things that you might be consuming right now have been very helpful and instrumental in this. How you work with plants and what the Deva actually are. It's these light beings that came from things like trees that's shown into bodies like what you and I have. So you can actually see what this card says here. Aquarius. Positive thoughts create positive results. Nice. This says, divine love and wisdom, I call upon you now. I know that my mind and emotions are eternally and continuously connected to you. I ask my higher self to be aware and conscious of the love and light that is within every person and situation. So some of you all have been like just creating a very safe, thank you, protective halo over, you know, what's this shared thing in our hearing space? The ear thing, the new Y, ear, the earth, and this thing that we have a halo over, sacred purity, the transcendent energy that can be grown in a crystalline format that might actually embody like a being, such as yourself, such as myself, where we share that shining and that glow as a prayer, as the active presence that you are, wherever you go. It's what some of you all are being. Why it's the nod about the hey, that we may see clearly, 2020 in hemisync, where our world, our ear thing, has been birthed in a transcendent healing. Some of you all are just being that. So, rock on, Aquarius. Hey, some of y'all are interested in love situations. So let's see what we can find out. We've got a couple of cards here. They're going to tell us a little bit more. Start with the tarot of sexual magic. Woohoo! Well, Two of Swords. Hearing. Maybe later is what I just heard. So somebody's being bashful and somebody's being bold. I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like, you're gonna have to know what side of this is, because for one person, it's like, it's too much for them, because something's been eating at them, and so it's like, they might have been coy, is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing it's like they're trying to show something without giving up too much, is what some of you all need to know. I'm hearing for some of you all, though, this is like trying to make a decision about whether or not an offer was actually made or whether it was even understood. Because I see somebody kind of feeling like they're not really sure how to look at it. So, swords, it's mental energies. And sometimes it's like, you know, just somebody not ready to look at it yet, is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing that, especially if this is somebody that might have like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in their chart that you're also dealing with, Aquarius, they might kind of just be like, it's a little bashful, but it's also kind of like a game with them. And I'm hearing for somebody else, it's like, they might have felt like somebody was like taking shots at them. And I'm hearing it's like, somebody might have been like trying to injure them in some kind of way, like in a backbiting sort of way. And so, you know, they might have been very cautious, is what I'm hearing. So something's been eating at them for sure, is what I keep hearing. Let's see what our love oracle card says. So, karmic relationship, fleeting, triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. So I'm hearing they might actually be punishing you for something that they thought that you did. And it's like not really being willing to like say something about it yet, or like just kind of hoping that they don't have to, is what it is with some of y'all. And so I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like you're already like beyond turn the other cheek. It's like somebody sent flowers and she's like, I didn't even know it. And so her face is turned away here. And then they're showing this something that somebody has and they just offered up. And it's like a cover. And I'm hearing for somebody, it's like you might have some weird experiment that you're doing with somebody too, where, you know, it's not weird to me. I actually do this with people, and I've been helping people that are trying to become more hypersentient. And please, if you're interested in anything like this, feel free. Click below. We've got a Discord group. It's a chat group where you can actually join, where we can stay in touch and stuff, where, you know, other people are getting together and talking, and sometimes we'll help one another with training things like this, where you might have somebody at a distance from you connecting with you energetically and being like, well, you know, I'm smelling this, can you smell it? And then seeing if you can send the smell to somebody, like I was mentioning before. But I'm hearing for somebody, it's like you might have found out that you can do that in an inadvertent way with somebody because of like miscommunication is what I'm hearing. And so it's like how a scent gets passed around. And so I'm hearing it might have been rigmarole for somebody, but it's going to actually bring a sense of calm for some of you all to know how that actually worked, and that there might actually be a way for you to have a dialogue or discussion with somebody that can help corroborate that with you, or at least let you know, oh yeah, I'm the same kind of crazy with you. I heard that, or I sensed that, or I felt that, or yes, that happened. And so, yeah, you might be having some different things going on, and a lot of times when you're experiencing karmic relationships with people, that's going to be the case, because there's so much energy that has been dumped into these things that it's like a teeter-totter. It's like, well, if it moves this way, then boom, you know, that's going to happen. And so you're going to see how that works for you. But I'm hearing for some of you all, this is a good opportunity to renew your mind as to what it even means to have triggers associated with people, especially if you find out that there was a miscommunication, or that somebody might have been trying to deceive you, or just trying to play coy when you might have had a hunch about it the whole time. Because I'm hearing for some of y'all, it's like, you already know. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pull a few sibillas and see if we can get some more information here on this Two of Swords for you Aquarians. What do my Aquarians need to know about this Two of Swords energy here? So, we've got the Bambino. That's a baby. We've got the Gran Signore. That's sometimes the husband or the baby daddy. And then Melancholia. And we've got somebody that is mourning. It's like they're mourning either the end of that relationship or someone's death here. And I'm hearing for some of you all, it's like, this might have been what's been going on in somebody's life. This could actually be somebody's father figure too. Hearing about like life and death cycles. Sometimes this is an actual baby that's being birthed, but in other cases, this is like seeing what happens after something has already passed. And so I'm hearing for some of you, you're gonna have to know which side of this this is for you all, but I'm hearing for some of you all, you might have had a third-party romantic situation. In some cases, you didn't really know, but you might have known that there was a third party and why somebody might have turned their head. It's, they might have had something eating away at them. And I'm hearing for some of you all, what you need to know is, especially if this is something that you left behind you, that was a karmic relationship that person was in. I'm hearing that they might have been seriously depressed in some cases. And Lamika, what's looking up at me here, that's actually a friend, and that's somebody that can move something out of the way. And I'm hearing if you were feeling blocked here, it might have been just because somebody was trying to protect their relationship or their marriage, and it was definitely a karmic situation. Hey Aquarius, I'm really looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Let me know in the comments if this resonated for you in any way, and if it did, really appreciate hearing about it. Appreciate your thumbs ups. Please send it to somebody if you think that this reading will help somebody. And if you would like your own private look at your own reading with just your private energy, hit me up. My information's below. I'd love to do that for you. If I don't hear from you, take care. Catch you again soon. We're back for another one. Bye for now, Aquarius.